The Central Club.
It's a beautiful view, isn't it?
Awesome, yeah. Awesome, fair play.
1884 to 1988, the Lady Windsor Colliery sighted. This is Imar, yeah?
It is, mate. Yeah, we're just pretty much by where the pit entrance was situated. If we go further in down the lane there, but we've got a few commemorative bits and bobs here, so it's got some information on there for us. The closure in 1988, as well as
Many who died
tribute
through accident or industrial disease, and to commemorate its closure. So there were a few
the,
deaths up here as well then.
chairman as well at the time. Yeah, fair few deaths. That would have been the mining life really back in those times. Health and safety, I would imagine, wouldn't have been you know, as stringent as it is these days. It was a really dangerous job. Can't imagine the kind of trials and tribulations of it, and you know.
Chairman Councillor Maldwyn Kinsey from 93, 94. Got a nice little stone slate or stone Lady Windsor Colliery to the daring heroes of the acres of coal.
We got one of the carts would have been like.
Is that actual coal? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is coal. Huh?
And these would have been going up and down the valleys. There's still some tracks further up on the mountain itself, still as they would have been.
Straight to the docks.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I wonder, like, how much a cart this would be worth.
Yeah.
We'll have to Google that up, I think.
Like in today's money as well, being it was such a regular, you know, like clockwork all the time. Can't imagine how much.
Well, speaking to the Khyber boys, I don't know what that pit was called, Khyber up there, just over the mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they were saying, Eric, he said it was probably another 30 years of mining up there.
Yeah. And I think I don't know the
same as most,
but I would imagine there was a lot that could have carried on with you as well.
And I'm sure they could have still done it with health and safety, because there's places now that are still doing it.
Well, yeah, you look at like the steelworks and places like that as well, and other industries. Is, you know, they're still going. There's boys there that've been working 30, 40, 50 years. You know.
Yeah.
Man and boy. So I'm sure that would have still been the same in this industry.
Of course.
We got another bit of plaque here with a little bit more information on.
Ah, look at this. This is great.
Yeah. So there's actually the full duration of the pit's existence there.
If the people can see, so we are here.
Yeah.
Ah, it's a fair size, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that's the main
and look,
part of the village really.
YCB and BYC don't seem to be there. 62.
DYC, yeah, DYC and BYC. Yeah, like Jackie was saying, really, there was sort of
even terrace houses. It looks like have been.
Yeah, well, you look at Thompson Street there. The street we were just in, Thompson Villas.
It's not even there.
It's not even there. Yeah.
Wow.
It is, but obviously we've got houses that were added on. You know, so you can see it is there, but it's just not named on this photo. But yeah, there was bits that had been added on.
Yeah.
As has the estates, you know.
So it was sunk by the Ocean Coal Company in 1884. It was part of a greater scheme that included the development of Barry Dock by David Davis of Llandinam, the self-made railway king and coal tycoon. Mad, isn't it?
A little bit there where Amanda,
so sunk
Amanda
means actually, you know, digging. Sunk, yeah?
Yeah. Well, where Amanda touched on there, we see where the streets were actually named after
Yeah, Augustus,
you know,
Crochet Street,
Crochet,
Robert Street,
Archer Street, Augustus Street,
Archer, Windsor and Clive. Yeah.
So their histories throughout the village, you know.
There were 6 levels, the deepest of which was 600 metres below surface. Wow.
You can't imagine it, can you?
No, 600 metres. Wow. What's that in feet? That's got to be
Proper hard graft.
that's like really deep when you think about it.
Oh god, yeah, incredible. We've got a little bit there about
Some
some sporting heroes from the village as well. They worked.
That
in
worked
the mine.
there, yeah.
You've got Staff Jones, who's a British and Irish Lion, as well as Gavin Jenkins as well, who's the last ever international, last ever miner to be Welsh international as well. So.
As you can see there as well, labour underground was always difficult, physically demanding and fraught with danger. Roof slides were commonplace, as was the prospect of being crushed by the cauldron, known elsewhere as a tram or tub. At least 100 miners were killed, the youngest of whom was just 12 years old. However, the Lady Windsor Colliery had a safety record better than most, so even though 100 miners died here, it was still classed as one of the safest.
Yeah.
Give you a kind of picture of what some of the other...
How many people had actually worked here over the years and come from different mines as well to come and work here. That gives you a...
So they would have been crushed by one of them?
Yeah.
So they bolt in, so I assume they come down the... So they come down the mine?
And been fixed to the... you know...
So they actually come from the mine, so they're under the mines then, and they're just chipping away and filling up the ram.
Them up,
Wow.
I can't imagine how many of them they would have filled a day, you know, in a ship. Brutal work, I'd imagine, mate.
Yeah.
Brutal work.
So, where are you taking me now, mate?
So we're approaching the recreational ground, mate. So this is where the rugby club are based. They play their home games.
Yeah.
There's 2 rugby pitches up here. They've got the men's team, junior section, and the ladies team. And we've also got the football pitch then, which is down the bottom. So we'll show you down there, show you the stands, and we've got some commemorative benches up here as well for a particularly huge character within the community, Mr. Anthony Burnell, who did a lot of work within the village and the surrounding areas. We've got a festival that's held here every year. He was a big part of that starting up. So yeah, we'll show you around, mate.
Classic rugby field, got the big gates. You see a lot of them, you know, on roadsides, like is it Caerphilly or no, Bedwas Rugby Club? They got the same.
Literally on the main road.
Yeah.
But you got that's been replaced. I don't know how many times.
That's a beautiful pitch. It's got a bit of a hill on it though, haven't it?
Yeah, which is I think is used to the Bulls' advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say
on some occasions.
On match days, yeah.
Yeah, especially sort of around the Christmas time. It works out quite well in the winter fixtures.
Yeah, that's mad. But it's a beautiful pitch.
And like I said to you the other day, it's cold in July up here. It's not that cold right now, but yeah, it's a tough old place to come and play.
What was that about there? Division East. Was that for just one game, or did they?
that would have been for that season, mate. But that sign's been here.
They use it now still.
Yeah, they've got a sign down on the main road, which is normally updated with the fixtures weekly. But
yeah, I love how all the benches has got the coal and stuff.
We've got the miners' benches there. There's one around the front there as well. These are like changing rooms that have just been. They're They've been put in quite recently.
But there was an electric box.
No, but sometimes you've got the football at home at the same time. You've got first and seconds as well with the rugby. So you know the changing rooms we've got underneath here. It's the Bowls changing rooms.
And they're the away.
It depends really, mate. Depends who's playing. Sometimes you've got four teams up here at once, home and away. Sometimes you've got.
Well, you got another pitch. Yeah,
there's 2 pitches. There's another pitch down the bottom.
Right, I see.
There used to be another pitch on there. But that was more for like school rugby.
Yeah.
And is it a cricket?
I could see that bit of a cricket vibe as well. Yeah.
You got the
of course.
pitch there as well.
So what? Out of all the sports that goes on in Ynysybwl, what would you say is the most prominent and successful?
It's always been predominantly a rugby village in my eyes. In my lifetime, they've always been very steady, very successful. Produced a lot of good players, a lot of talent over the years. But the football disbanded for a time, come back, was highly successful.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good footballers from the village as well, and currently there's a lot of youngsters in the team at the moment, but they've had some great players over the years. The Bowls is still going strong.
They've got bowls here as well.
Bowls, yeah, the Bowls green's just over.
That's fantastic.
Just over to your left there.
Okay. Yes, you've got the old timers playing bowls as well.
Old timers, and they got some.
Right. Look at this. This is fantastic, actually.
Yeah. So the bottom pitch there is Kai's staff, named after Staff Jones. As I said, our village is British and Irish Lion, who we're very proud of. This was until a couple of years ago. They had posts down here that they were given as a gift from a French rugby team who were here on tour, I believe. And they were
fantastic.
American football posts, or the style of American football posts. So they were up here for years. So a pair of pads went a long way because you didn't have to use two, you just use two, one on each end. So
that's fantastic. But it
that
worked.
was up until a couple of years
But
ago.
it worked.
Yeah, it hasn't long.
Is it the same height? They got to be the same height.
Yeah, I think it was literally the only. I think it was maybe because it was easier for them to bring over.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. You can see the football pitch then is over.
Yeah. It's a nice little pitch as well.
Was,
you know when you said it's cold in July?
Yeah.
I could feel the wind.
Exactly.
It's a windy game.
It's funny when you were up there.
And I'm sure the camera picks it up as
yeah,
well.
when you were up there, you'd feel like that you would get a bit more wind there. But we've got the wide open spaces there, the farms.
Yeah.
The wind hits you, the wind chill.
Yeah.
It's pretty chilly for
And
you.
like you said, the hill, the pitch like that, and the wind.
Yeah.
It plays to the ball's advantage.
Especially chilly for you being a Cardiff boy coming up here. I'm sweating by you. But
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great place to have grown up, mate. It's a massive playground we had here. We spent hours and hours on end. I never had any homework because I never did any anyway because I was always up here.
You already completed your homework, you meant, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I was a top scholar, of course. But no, I was over on that pitch, or I was down in Ynysybwl, as I said.
Yeah.
Or over the primary school. I spent more time in the primary school out of school hours than I did.
It must have been fantastic as well when when the miners were here. I bet you had some tough rugby players.
I can't imagine. If we, hopefully, when you come up again, we can visit the rugby club itself, the Con Club, and the Robert Town. You've got team photos of the miners teams.
Yeah,
so they had miners teams that would enter into league. I seen a football photo the other day which was included Welsh international rugby players playing for the miners football team. So, and I think a lot of them would have represented the Bowls club here as well.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing, mate.
And just for people's information as well, this is like how mad and like it feels like a different world up here, right?
Yeah.
But there's Garth Mountain in the distance. I don't know if you can see that.
Well, there's
but literally, just over that mountain is Cardiff.
We've got there's a point in Llanwano, which is further up on your way to where you came from the other week, from Penrith. So you go on your way to land. Just have a look around here.
You from round here?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please do.
So Miles is from here.
Yeah.
I'm from Cardiff, and I do vlogs of different towns, villages, and a lot of people said do Ynysybwl.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's my second day, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is our part 2 for it. And we didn't do we literally done so much down the bottom end, didn't we?
We spent about 45 minutes to an hour in Ynysybwl alone, just walking around.
Wonderful experience.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe Ynysybwl?
Very unique, wonderful place to live. Wonderful countryside. People are great. You couldn't ask for any more, really.
Have you lived here long?
I was born here 65 years ago, and I live in Coedicombe, which is part of the Ynysybwl community, and probably wouldn't move anywhere else.
Yeah, and could you describe to us like how it's changed over the years, or has it?
Well, the biggest thing when it changed was when the colliery shut, and if we look in front of you there, when I was young and growing up, all that mountain was black, and it's now green. And all the coal tips have been covered and gone. The community is a lot worse for it because they naturally employed hundreds of people throughout the village, and now it's probably just a commuter village now where people travel to work.
Yeah. Would you be one of those on the side of wishing it was still open then, or?
Well, I never worked in a pit, my parents wouldn't let me go there, so I always worked outside the village. So, but for a part of the community, yes
Yeah.
and no. It's definitely a lot cleaner, but for work and economy, naturally, it's not so good.
Yeah, and I think as well that, you know, people always talk about, when they talk about, we'd rather not have the coal mine just because of the health and safety aspect, but the times have moved on a lot. I'm sure if they were open, there would be different, you know, safety barriers.
Naturally, it's dirt, isn't it? You're never going to stop it being dirty. Naturally, the safety barriers will be better, but it's at the end of the day, it's a core, and it's a part of the ground. So it was always going to be dirty. I can remember as a kid. I can remember all the washing lines and everything were black, you know, from the cork works that come over.
Yeah.
Now you don't have it, so it is better in that sense.
Yeah.
But in economy sense, it's not, because the village was full of shops. It was, you know, youth clubs, everything. They had the miners' hall, which they funded. So yes and no, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time. And one more thing, would you ever leave Ynysybwl?
You did ask me that.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, you answered without it, sorry, yeah, that's it.
You were one step
Felt me bad then.
Are you all finished?
Well, out of rating, give me a rating out of 10 to live here then.
I should say 10 out of 10, but perhaps the travelling now is the weaker point, so 8 out of 10, you know.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Right there,
This is
then.
Anthony's bench.
It's a lovely bench, isn't it, to be fair.
Fantastic, mate. As you've seen, the miners' benches, and this one is
The
to
War
commemorate
Memorial.
the War Memorial bench there, the Second World War. Got a
It's
lot
great.
of lot of
Ynysybwl
men
boys.
from the village, including my grandfather.
Yeah,
He
look
wasn't
at
a
that.
bowl boy, but
Actually-
spent a lot of time in the bowl.
You were up there, look.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of
Stunning.
men fought in the Second World War from the bowl.
Such beauty, you know, from a sad event. A true bull boy, a man of the people.
Anthony Burnell, yeah, Mr. Anthony Burnell. Tony, yeah, loved by so many and missed by all of us in the village. This is the best seat in the house for what was his brainchild. He was a massive part of the Gwyl Festival, which is held here every year, and he would be looking across here now at where we have the stages. So you have like an acoustic stage and a main stage, and then
That's
the rugby
fantastic.
field there is filled with stalls throughout the day. It's a
I'm
fantastic
sure you
gig.
might have kids playing in the
Kids
court.
playing all day. There's bouncy castles. There's different events going on all day.
Yeah.
That'd be great to have you up here to have a look at that. Mate.
Yeah,
Some
definitely, mate. Definitely.
Really, really good atmosphere up here. But that was the
Stunning.
brainchild of Anthony.
So, we're here with Miles's auntie, is it? Auntie?
It is indeed, yeah.
Do you want to tell the people your name?
My name's Jackie.
Jackie, yeah? Nice to meet you, Jack. Lovely house you got here.
Yeah.
When I came in, I was surprised to see how big
Yeah.
the living rooms are in here. It's very wide, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
when you go through to the terrace houses, it's quite deceiving when you come in and see how
A
big
lot
it
of
is.
people say that.
Yeah.
Postman do. They say, we know why you take so long to answer the door.
And it goes back as well. The
Yeah.
garden's huge.
Sorry about the
Yeah. So, are you from Ynysybwl?
born and bred, and in this house where we sit now. Yeah.
This is all you've known.
Yes, I used to live in number 9,
Yeah, do you want to see?
but moved back to 19 Thompson Villas about 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
But always lived in the street.
Wonderful. That's like really like old school, just traditional
Yeah.
kind of vibe. Is it the same as it was when you were younger? Has times changed much?
Well, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things, like, for argument's sake, we say 30 years ago, that we could, everyone had all their doors open and everything. Well, obviously now, this is different. It changed, and all the old neighbours have passed. I think it's only myself, my sister, and Christine Humphries across the road are the original from the street, born and bred. All the rest of the people, obviously, with age have passed and everything.
Yeah, new people come in and stuff. It is.
Yeah.
It is weird, isn't it? Because you said that this area, this street was called Tiger Bay because you said it used to be rougher.
Yeah.
But it used to be rougher, but the doors were open. But now it's back quieter, but you've still got to lock your doors because of the times we're in.
There was more characters in the street then, you know. A lot more characters in the streets. And what it is now, obviously, because when we grew up, there was, like in every street, I should imagine, there was a hell of a lot of characters everywhere. Everyone had a story to tell, you know.
Yeah. Would you say it was less many back then as well, or was it more many for the mines and stuff?
I'd say it was about the same as it is now. I wouldn't say anyone was, you know, really run-of-the-mill, like jobs and that, you know. They worked in the colliery because that was the only industry at the time, really.
Yeah.
You know.
And do you think the closing of the colliery was for better or for worse?
I think for the worst, really. I think the community went when the pit went.
Yeah, it's not just the work aspect and the money aspect.
No.
It's
the
characters, the work, the respect, the traditions. Because you know, we were at the ex-servicemen's club, and you know, they were talking about how when the mines were open, this would be chock-a-block every single day, the pubs and stuff.
In the bomb,
You know, and the bomb, that's a great pub. And you hear it as well in a lot of other places. It's funny, I was at Port Talbot yesterday, and like it's very split, so there's a lot of people who really miss it, and you know, the whole feel-good factor around it. And there was others who were like, listen, like, I'm glad it's shut, because you know, it's like we've had to stand on our own 2 feet now, sort of thing, and find what we're really about and find our own way in life rather than just relying on the steelworks.
Yeah.
Would you say that's kind of the same up here? When the mines shut, people have to find, you know, whether they were creative or what else they want to do?
Yeah, the majority of people, but many years ago, when people came down, they came down from Durham and everything, and they lived on a caravan site up by the cemetery, where I spent miles. I'll show you a bit where the wreck is. There was a caravan site there, and they had to come from there, and that estate you're looking at directly from my back that was just fields. That was built for the miners.
Kilfennet, is it? Or,
No, Ynysybwl, where you were the other day, that was built for the miners.
The ones who come down from Durham and places like that?
Yeah, but they had to go into the caravan park until that was finished.
Yeah.
Because that was just all fields, that was.
Yeah, so you'd say like in Ynysybwl, they're like English descendants up there, Northerners, like, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fascinating how it works, isn't it? Like, again, in Port Talbot, yes, there are a lot of Irish there.
Yeah.
You know, proud Welsh people now, like, but
Yeah.
their fathers or grandfathers come here to work at the steelworks, like, you know, and
It's the
it's...
same sort of thing, I should imagine, really. Yeah. And people are usually come from somewhere, they usually instantly have a nickname, you know. Like, there's a fella who moved down here, was born, his mother was from here, but he moved to London, and he came down with her. They just don't call him Brian, they say, Cockney Brian, you
Cockney
know.
Brian, there was always something at the front.
Yeah, Cockney Brian is for there, like,
Yeah.
and whatever, like, and that's just the same, I should imagine, in any sort of village. There's always nicknames on people and that.
And it's exactly what you said is exactly what Clive said, weren't it? There's not any characters about anymore.
It's not the same as it was.
Me too.
Apart from
Me
this
too,
little
is it?
man, but yeah,
He's a little character. He's a little character.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of things have changed. Like I said, I run the Conservative Club just up the road. Well, I used to open years ago, 12 till 4. And then reopened then 7 till 11 o'clock. That was all around the miners as well. With the day shifts, the afternoon shifts, and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And what's it open now? What's it like now?
Well, it opens 6 o'clock, Monday to Thursday. And it opens 4 o'clock on a Friday, because before we used to have a barber there. But it was no warrant for a barber then. We used to open at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and 12 o'clock on a Sunday.
So you're open every day then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But the hours are sort of differently now, you know.
Yeah. Does it still bring a lot of bodies in from the area?
We got our regulars, because we're very fortunate. Like, we got skittle teams, darts, you know what I mean?
That's the backbone, really,
Yeah.
isn't it, of what carries a lot of these places, having the Skittles teams and stuff like that, don't it?
Not so good through the summer because a lot of the sports to finish and restart in September.
Yeah, well, in Cardiff, we got Welsh baseball. So baseball, it was played it was a Dockers game, so it was Cardiff, Newport, and then it was Liverpool, Birkenhead, like those type of places. So in the summer, our social clubs used to have the base, so, you know, people like Di Bishop, Mark Ring, famous rugby players, who Welsh internationals, capped their country in baseball as well, and it was a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a dying sport now, like, and the women's are the only teams that are carrying it, but they would go to the social club in the summer, which helped a lot. So is the darts and the Skittles, is that kind of seasonal as well with the football and that, is it?
Yeah, that's seasonal as well, yeah. Sometimes you may have the odd team that play in the summer, but the majority play in the winter. Like we got a Tuesday night league, and men are on a Tuesday, women are on a Wednesday. But I think we sort of come into the back of them now. And they don't start back up then till September, end of September sort of thing.
Would you say that Skittles, darts, I know it's quite trendy again, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's had a
like, do you,
resurgence.
Like same with like games like bowls and stuff. Do you have like this youngsters coming to play Skittles and stuff like that in darts now? Do you still have them coming in, or do you think it's going to die off soon?
Not so much in our club, but we opened the upstairs for the youngsters who were 16 to sort of keep them off the streets and that. And they put a dartboard up there and that, and they can watch the telly. That was quite popular through the winter, but when the weather's like this, they want to be out.
They're out, don't they? Yeah. And you encourage that as well.
Yeah. And we encouraged that. We opened that upstairs to them to give them the chance because there's nothing in the village.
Yeah.
But as I said, this time of year now, it's a mist, like they want to be out, don't they?
Yeah, it's that age in it, between 15 and 17, even 18. Those kids who get kicked out of school, the ones, you know, and they ain't got nothing. Like, it is hard. Like, you know, and
that in between age, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's terrifying for a lot of them, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And,
definitely.
You know, if you offer a place like that for them, that's fantastic, you know?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we offered them that, and, you know. But obviously there's a function up there. They can't go up there, but we only do a function once a month upstairs in there, unless someone obviously books a party or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's not in use, they can go up there.
So the rugby club and things like that, do you get any of them come to your club as well, or is that like totally separate, different clientele? Or
Different clientele altogether.
Yeah. Do you have like parties and all there and stuff? And
oh yeah, parties, people have birthday parties, whatever they, you know, christenings, children's parties, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like we got a drag queen now on the 17th of May up there. There's a hell of a lot of response from that, and it will be people, like today when I worked, they were saying, oh, what time is he on, Jack? Because you say you've got him here, but you haven't said what time he's on. You know what I mean? And I was just letting them know that he's coming on at 7 o'clock. And I should imagine that would be quite a good night.
Yeah. So what does it take then? Like, you know, what type of person you got to be then to be able to run a what's it called? Sorry, what is your club called?
Ynysybwl Conservative Club.
So what does it take to run a cons club in a place like Ynysybwl, a typical valley town?
You just got to be born and bred. Yeah, that does help.
Yeah.
And the clientele of the people are most of my friends I grew up with, a bit older, whatever. I'm in a group that is some like 15 years older than me, some 20 years older than me. And then I got other ones then. It's like 2 or 3 years younger than me. Like, it's like my crowd, like, it varies, really.
Yeah. I bet that's lovely and wholesome in a way, like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you could describe Ynysybwl in a couple of words, how would you describe the place?
Not a better place on earth. He said, let's go back to that. It's only, say, top of my head, I'll say now, 15 years ago, the women were allowed in the bar because it was a man's only bar.
Did you run that as well at the time?
I was there, yeah. I was there working, yeah. I've been working there in total about 25 years.
And did you work behind the bar in the men's section?
Yeah.
And so did other women say, like, what's it like in there?
And
what was it like in there?
It was no different. I never liked the bar personally myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, I worked it. I'd have a banter with all my friends, you know, with the older element, like, and that. But I'd always glad to get out the other side and get in the lounge. You know
was there like Jackie is my husband in there?
Yeah.
Behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
I've had that. Yeah.
I bet.
And people coming up and saying, "Is my husband there?" And I say, "No, I don't know." I said, "What am I supposed to say?" You know, what am I supposed to say? Like, and someone that didn't go home, they slammed the dinner on the table and walked out because they were home for dinner on a Sunday, saying they were on there. Up they came there and promptly dinner on the table up there.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, the old the men's, members only,
Like
men's only.
the inner sanctum, like they're
I forgot about that. Yeah, that element because it seemed so long ago, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and was there something different to it? Like, was it to you, like looking from the outside in? You know, you've got some sort of like, backstage pass in a way, haven't you? Being as about.
I've been in two places, but I know a lot of girls for devil, man. We used to go in there. And knowing very well the men were going to shout, you know what I mean? And they used to do it all the more then. And going in there, I don't care about that side. And I'd be out.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't imagine it now, can you? Can't imagine it.
Yeah, I know.
I think women look out of place in there now, do you know what I mean? Because I'm so used to...
all the girls being in the lounge. Like.
Yeah.
So it's like the men's only lounge, I'd say, like the smoking ban, like things like that were big things.
Well, you'd have smoking rooms in a lot of pubs.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Valley's pubs now that have still got the old windows which will say, smoking room. It's actually like in the glass, smoking room and stuff like that. But you never would have known anyone would even be in there lighting up a fag.
Yeah, I think the Vulcan got that in the St. Fagans when they've redone it.
Yeah.
I'd
imagine so, yeah.
But it's really nice to go in there and see what it was like, And,
yeah.
Well, Jack, thank you very much for speaking to us.
No worries, mate.
So, we're back near the old Bomber Club where we came yesterday. We've got the community centre, which is here as well. I'm glad we're back in the day so you can see it a bit more later. But this is where the cenotaph is as well, as you can see. And just like Penachaiba, a lot of people from this area, both in the Great War and World War II. You see here. Wow. It's over 100 men there from Ynysybwl for the Great War. And again, 2, 4, 6, 8, just under 50 there, I'd say. We've got some from the Falklands as well, or one from Northern Ireland, one from the Falklands. All right, mate?
All right.
How's it going?
Yeah, all right.
Go hold the bomb club is. And this is the Cons Club where this is where Jackie works. So, Miles.
Yes.
This is the Ynysybwl Cons Club, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You forgot to come to the
We're
lounge.
coming in now. We're coming in there. We're coming in.
We'll do that again.
I forgot to come to the lounge because if we're running off.
So, Miles, this is the Cons Club then, yeah?
Yes, it is, mate.
So is this where you would spend most of your time in? This out of all the pubs?
Out of all the pubs, I'm sort of spread out between them all, but the bulk of my time, a lot of my family have drunk here over the years.
Yeah.
Ancestors of mine, long time. So, my first ever job was in here. My auntie runs the club, as you've spoken to Jackie earlier.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have a little look in there.
All right.
I think that one's propped open from the party earlier.
You want to take us in, is it?
Come on in. So, as I said to you, it used to be a members only club, so we'd have a man here. In years gone by, we're signing people in. So, me being a member, you could come in with me as a guest. So we'd have
+1, yeah.
Miles Evans, membership number 52, and I'd have my guest for the day, Cullen Mace. He'd be here with me. Could have either have gone straight upstairs.
The actual stairs
stairs, and we would have gone straight upstairs maybe for a show. Or
was the stairs always here, or is this?
The stairs would have gone right up, and I think that's been blocked in for probably our lifetime, if not a little.
But you can still get it. The stairs are still there, are they? Or
we've still got upstairs. We've still got the big hall, but it's around the back.
So you can't even get through that way anymore.
You can't get through this way anymore. Daz will probably be able to tell you exactly when it was closed up. But yeah, in years gone by, you could go straight up.
Brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. That's happening soon. But look how old school the print is still. Like
proper old school, mate. They got the events that are on throughout the year. They've got like a notice board there. It's all still pretty old school, mate. It's great.
So explain where we going, left, right.
As Jackie explained to you about 15 years ago, women were only allowed in this side in years gone by. This is the lounge, so we'll go into the lounge first, and then we'll go into.
And I guess this is where they've chose to stay, is it? Even now.
They chose to stay even now. Yeah, they're still here.
Oh, there she is. Hiya, Jack.
Yeah.
But,
hiya, ladies.
Yeah, we spoke to Jackie earlier on. So this is the lounge.
Yeah. You still don't like going in here then?
No, I don't do that. We don't.
want to mix with all the
Yeah.
June's originally from the village, and Liz and Carol.
Yeah, so you're all.
Ynysybwl people, the three of them, Carol, Liz and June.
It's mad, isn't it? Even though you said like that used to be the men's only, you still choose to be in here anyway. Like, you know what I mean?
The thing is, the riffraff are in there, including one of the ringleaders of them is June's husband, Mark.
This is their time to have a break,
You're going
like.
to see him shortly, so, you know.
Can you film me, Carl?
Yeah, of course I can.
You're on it, mate.
Tell us your name.
Start of the show.
Nico, tell him.
Nico Suicide, and I want to play. I want to take part in the rugby team in seconds.
Yeah.
The ball is the very best place to live because come on the ball
Come on, the bull. You're a true bull boy through and through.
team.
Look at
As
that
you can
badge
see.
there.
Team ball.
Happy days.
And I got all my friends and cousins around me as well, so
It's a great
Fair
place to
play.
be, isn't it, mate?
Fair
play.
Best place to be.
Do you watch all their games?
yeah.
Don't miss a game, I bet, do you?
No.
That's the hammer.
Keeps the score for me, does.
Well, if you could give one word to describe Ynysybwl,
Yeah.
what would it be?
If you come to watch Ynysybwl, come and support rugby.
Yeah, it's a rugby title, isn't it? Proper rugby village, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love it here, to be fair. The people are lovely, aren't they, mate?
It's great. It's a great place, mate. We're blessed to have grown up here all our lives. So just consider ourselves really lucky, man.
Yeah. Nico, thank you, mate. Nico, nice to meet you, mate. Thank you very much. I'll come up and watch one of the games with you, alright?
Hey. Get in directions then.
Keep you busy. Ladies, lovely to meet you. Take care. I love your hair as well, by the way. Looks amazing.
Come through here now, mate. This is the
So
bar.
this is the big boys, is it?
Yeah, so this was the men's only for a long, long time.
Alright, lads. How's it going? Alright, mate.
As you've seen earlier on, we've got all the Garen's jerseys up here, as well as trophies from over the years. Skittles teams, darts teams.
Here's that old Garen boy.
The village is very old. It is down in the corner there.
That's a famous game, that, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah. The final game of the Five Nations Championship. That famous Scott Quinnell try. Scott Quinnell.
Gibbs.
Scott Quinnell assist for Scott Gibbs.
Yeah. There's Scotty boy and here's Craig.
Indeed. There we are, mate.
What a picture. Hey.
Some jerseys from over the years, and Garen's kindly donated to the club.
Yeah. Is that Swansea? No, it can't
Yeah,
be.
so he played for Swansea. The bulk of his career he was at Swansea. Yeah.
Yeah, Japan. Lovely win, that, isn't it?
And they played against New Zealand when he was a youngster up there.
Fair play.
89.
I wonder what that is.
I've always wondered who that is, mate. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, that one's
he looks like a daffodil
That one's
blossom.
Romania, so I'm not really sure who this one is underneath.
Yeah.
We'd have to check out with the man himself. Maybe we'll see him next time.
Yeah. He still comes up here then, does he?
He doesn't come up the club as much, but he's still in the village. Still lives in the village. Yeah.
How is he?
Great. Fit as a fiddle.
Is he?
Probably fitter now than when he was playing. Garen, who can pay me for that one later. He's a superstar golfer and tennis player now, so.
They got a good Skittles team here then.
Yeah, we've got some great photos of
Let's have a look at this Skittle alley then.
Yeah, some great photos.
To be fair, it's a lovely Skittle alley.
Past teams and past players who've had success they've had, mate. It's not just on the rugby pitch or the football pitch.
Oh, he's in there as well, isn't he? That one there.
Yeah, so that's
Shit hot like.
yeah.
Wow. Lovely. He was trying to hide, he was. And
I tried to.
yeah, not happening.
Oh, we'll find him.
Alexa?
Yeah, all good, mate.
So all these old timers, did they play Skittles or?
Yeah, they would have been members of the team as well
Bit like
as
me.
frequent members of the club in general, mate. Yeah, they would have been drinkers in the club.
Yeah. Mill Street Secondary School, look.
Yeah.
The girls got a team as well, look.
Ladies team, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a fancy fancy dress night by the looks of things, eh, mate? Yeah.
Brilliant.
And another, we're quite prone to dressing up in this village, mate.
Yeah. Can't fault it.
I love this one. It's like obviously the winners of that season. And we've got they had the top scorer award as well.
Wow, fair
one of the
play.
players. So I love that.
Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
The three amigos.
Yeah.
Yeah. three dickheads,
so
yeah.
it's affectionately put there for them. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it's a good Skittle alley to be fair, mate, isn't it? Yeah.
I was lucky enough to play a lot in here.
Do you
as
ever
a kid
stack
as well.
up? Do you ever stack up?
I do, mate. Yeah. We've got the ladies' pins and the men's pins.
Hang on a minute, so, I didn't realise that. So
That's what someone told me. I don't know if
I
it's
didn't realise, because I always
correct,
thought
but-
that they just played the same size.
They might even just be like practice ones, but someone did tell me they thought they were ladies ones because I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, I never seen
You've
that.
got
It's interesting.
You've got like the chest, which they keep them in. I think they've got like the game ones that are.
They're the practice.
They're the practice ones. These are the game
Well,
ones.
look, it's in it's
And the
in
lock and
good
key.
condition, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's old school, but it's all well conditioned. There's no bouncing, there's no tossing on you. So you've got to bowl correctly to bowl in you.
We Fairwater Rugby Club. It's being refurbished. Basically, we lost the Bulldog pub, which was infamous.
Yeah.
And they went down to the rugby club and with the boxing gyms.
Yeah, that's where I've played against
And
them.
Ashwell, it's our home pitch, but that's where and they've got a little bar and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's sad because when teams come down, you want to be hospitable, but
Of course, yeah.
you'll have the locals who've already nicked the chairs.
Yeah,
and,
that's where they drink anyway.
So basically, they've got money now and they're going to be building it. But I've heard that they're not. They should have a Skittle alley, but they're not. And I think they should because I think speaking to Jackie as well earlier about how Skittles, dart, and stuff like that.
It's a big part of the club. It does keep it afloat, and it's regular custom. It's regular custom, and it's great camaraderie and the teams that come here. They've been coming here for years. The teams that have been playing here for years. It's a massive part of that village culture.
Have any of the other pubs got Skittle alley?
They haven't got a Skittle alley, but they've got darts teams and pool teams. So the Rob has always had a massive darts and pool contingent there. One of my best friends who we lost last year was known, widely regarded as one of the better pool players in the whole of RCT. To be honest with you, I'm not just saying it as a biased thing. He was a fantastic pool player, and his father still plays for the team. Down the Rob, and he's been playing there for years and years and years. So we played down there as soon as we could reach the table, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's a massive culture within the village.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, mate.
See if we can speak to the chairman of the board, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the football's finished now, so we might get a word in.
I don't give a shit. I don't know.
So, see if we can have a chat with you guys about the club itself and a bit about the village life.
How's it going, mate? What's your name? What's that?
Who the hell are you?
My name's Cullen. I'm a I'm just a guy with a camera from Cardiff. How's it going? Is this your place then? This is your place, is it?
Yeah, it's where I come all the time.
How long have you been a chairman in here then?
Well, the first time was year 2000, millennium, and then 2014 we took over.
Yeah, you had to. You just wanted to come back, was it? Or?
No, I was still on the committee.
Yeah, okay.
And I just took over when I was chairman at the time. I had to resign. Reasons I don't really know why. And I took over from him.
Yeah, where I'm from in Fairwater, our social club it's gone now. It's been closed down. It's a massive shame. Great memories there. We'd go back there for our football, baseball, and stuff like that in the summer. And coming back here, like it instills those memories. Walking down the Skittle Alley and stuff like that. You know, it really is like a special place. You know, how do you describe Ynysybwl Cons Club, and how important is this place to the community?
Oh, it's very important. The only trouble is we're not getting youngsters in here anymore. The average age in here is 50 plus. So we might have, if we're lucky, 20, 25 years before the membership, like I'm 70 now. You know, how long have we got to go? We're an aging membership.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, those people who will start at age as well, they might think about a different clientele and think, you know what, I'm going to go to the Cons rather than the Robert. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, that, hopefully that'll happen, you know. But
it's never going to happen. But what I would do, like, in the community, we do go around. We don't all just sit in a car and they don't all sit in a rob. Like, they've been on a rob this morning before they came back up here. They finished the evening off up here.
yeah,
And the same, people living at the top of your bowl are not going to walk down to here. They'll go to the rugby club. But people down here, I'm not walking up that big hill to go to the rugby club. Which I used to when I was younger. But that's how it is.
yeah,
Simple as that.
yeah. It's good to see that all the pubs got bodies in. To be fair, you know, there is bodies in each club. You've got the women here, you've got you here. The Robert's busy, the Bomb Club as well. You had the darts when we went and met Clive, didn't we?
So they have a couple of
It's good to see, you know.
Oh, we're doing okay. Our business, we got no debts either.
That's fantastic.
You know, we're not in debt to anyone. We own our club outright.
Yeah. And looking in there then at the pictures on the wall, looks like the Skittles team have been quite successful over the years then.
Oh yeah, we have been. When I was captain, one of them.
Yeah. Have you lived in this? Are you a proper ball boy?
Well, you can't get no proper to being born in One Archer Street.
Yeah.
70 years ago.
Yeah, I've learned if you wasn't born here, you're not a ball boy. Doesn't matter how many years you've been here.
My father wasn't a bull boy. He never wanted to be a bull boy. And he was here 60 odd years before he passed away. Something special about this village is to me anyway. Like I played football until I was 35. I didn't want to play for anybody else. And it was for friends who went other teams. Come and join us lads and then we can win trophies. I said, you stay here, we win trophies here.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't want to play for anyone else.
Yeah.
We had 2 grass tennis courts up there when I was a kid, and a hard court as well. And every season, when summertime's up, Wimbledon's on, we're all up there after chapel on a Sunday. Everybody went to chapel when we were kids. And we'd be up there playing tennis. And then we'd play cricket. There used to be an old green shed in the top corner, full of cricket gear. There used to be a team up there. We'd do all the way. The pads were too big, but no one took anything. We'd play cricket and put it all back. No one stole anything at all. We had the Army Cadets down in Sam's Field down there, ATC Centre down there, the Bull Hall, which we see photographs down there, which is next door with the flats are. And we had St John's Ambulance and a youth club, boys club. We had everything we wanted. We didn't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah. We were saying the other day how this town, even if you look on a map, it was clearly the coal mine is the reason this town was kind of built, because it is situated in the middle of nowhere. You got Glencoe, obviously, but then it's
only built in the 60s.
Yeah.
There's nothing there, only a mountain. See the town of Cribby, that was only built For when the
More miners, yeah.
They were staying in caravan site at the top of the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie was telling me that.
Until
Yeah.
he built the caravan and then he
You just had this centre of the it was about 4 or 5 streets of terrace houses, and then it come across that way then as well, didn't it?
in the centre of his brother house be the police station, I did. I mean a proper police station.
Yeah.
With a sergeant, constables, special.
Cells.
Yeah. On the cells, like they're locked in it. Well, when we were kids, we cleaned the cenotaph, and me and my friend went around it, and with muddy shoes on. So he locked us in the cell, and cried our eyes out. We went and tell my parents, and they all don't want to give us a bucket of water and a scribbling, and they'd go around this scribbling. We were 6 or 7 years old. Didn't do it again.
Yeah. It seems like that's gone, innit? That respect, that pride. I'm not saying in this town, I mean in general, like, you know.
It has. Everything's gone. You know, what kids do today, I honestly don't know, because there's nothing in the village for them. Nothing at all. You know, I never had to leave, personally, to leave the village to do what I wanted to do sport-wise. Women only went to Ponty on a Saturday to the market.
Yeah.
You know, everything was self-sufficient in the village. You know, the butcher shop with the Chinese, that used to be the butcher shop. You know, a furniture shop with the Chinese there, further up, was the toy store and the butchers. You know, everything you wanted.
Everything, yeah.
Cobblers, barbers, dressmakers, fruit shops, fish shops, you know, selling fresh fish.
Yeah.
Everything you wanted.
Fantastic, you know.
I can remember the trains went up and down here. Where the doctor surgery is now, that used to be the Shasta's house.
Do you have a train station? No. You don't, do you?
You won't.
No, not in my lifetime.
No.
My lifetime. It would have been really handy for me working in Cardiff.
Yeah. I can see it there, yeah. Old Ynysybwl trailer.
Yeah, it's not the actual station itself, but that's the whole thing.
Was it one of those stations though that, you know, like in Corriton they got it where it's the end of the line and then you go back? It would go through. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I think there's a proper photo of it.
What did you do as a trade? Wow, look at that. It looks like something from a Western.
That was when it was just
Beautiful. Look at the sign. Look how big that sign is.
Well, that building is still there. It's a doctor's surgery. It's up for sale now.
Is that so? Where would that be located?
That's like where we were when we hit the entrance.
Wow, I see.
That was the
That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful building.
it's up to auction now. Apparently, it used to be a doctor's surgery.
That sign, it's probably gone somewhere and broken up now. Like this, beautiful.
No, at the top of the old pub, but there's still remnants of the platform up there.
Is it? Oh, we should have a look at that. What did you do as a trade? Was you up in the mines? No.
I worked in a pit for 2 years or so. I'm a carpenter by trade. I only went there to try it. I got to see experience it.
Yeah.
All my family would work there. All my close friends worked there. I said to my missus that we were married at the time, but I didn't have any children. I said, well, I want to go and work in a pit. I want to experience it. So when I went there with the interview, I said, what do you do? I'm a carpenter. We need a carpenter on the ground. I said, I don't want to be a carpenter. I am a carpenter. I want to be a miner. And he said, Trevor Thomas chewed up to the boss, said, you've got to give him a job. We need him for a football team. And there's the women's son.
So you was a good footy player then, was you?
What's a That was the winning team. Lady Windsor Colliery.
Where are you in that photo? Oh, there he is, look. The little Glen Other, look.
Yeah.
Lady Windsor in the pit competition winners.
Well, the pit champions there, in the pit champions.
So what was that then? Teams? Was there other teams around? All the pits in Wales, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had a league or a cup? That's what, you know.
The knockout competition.
Fantastic. Well, how did you experience the pit? So was it a good experience, bad experience?
And what do you mean?
When you worked there, did you like? Oh,
I loved it.
You loved it.
If I hadn't been a trade, I would have made a career of the pit.
Yeah.
I actually loved it. And I wanted to work with the whole face in the trucks.
Yeah.
Tried it.
You know, if you didn't work in the pits, then if you didn't work in the pits when they were about, would you have not been able to imagine or experience what it was like down there? You had to have worked there to really go.
No, a friend of mine, or my father, was a pit under manager. He took me down when I was 16 to look around.
To look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people like myself at my age, okay, you could go on a tour, but you don't really ever get the feel of what it used to be like with the Black Mountains and the...
No.
You know?
It's not the same.
Are you on the side of, I would like the pits to be open, or...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The friends you make is unbelievable, and you're friends for life. And you always looked after each other when you were down
It's
there.
like being in war, isn't it? It's like being in the army and making sure your friend looks out for you and stuff.
But when you're a mile underground, you can't afford to mess about. There's someone's life is at stake.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You can't leave the face unless it's secured for the next shift to come in.
Yeah.
And whatever it takes, if I gotta say that this roof is collapsed in, you're gonna lie stood up, put the chops, put it up, and then push it all back up. You're gonna leave it safe for the next crew to come in.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. So, you know, from what you said, like, it's like you reminisce, it's like romanticise of the past of Ynysybwl. Do you think it's got better or worse?
Oh, I think it's gone worse. And mainly, the kids today got nothing to do.
Yeah, and it's not their fault, is it?
No, it's not their fault. Everything has been closed down and sold off, like the Ballon. There's our club, and that's the building next door.
Look at that for a building, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and they knocked it down again.
That was a hall,
Yeah.
so you'd have balls there and whatever else.
Yeah, that's when you go and watch the films. First of all, watch Zulu's in there.
Zulu. Wow, imagine that watching Zulu in the old Ynysybwl Hall. The aura of that would be fantastic. You, yeah, it is sad. I was Scott. Do you blame the government for that, or like what is it? Is it just technology?
Society had changed. Like I said, when we were younger, we all had to go to Sunday school. And then there's more sport on Sunday now than there is on Saturday.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course, they've started a school, how can they put it there, sport, played on Sunday mornings. So they still don't go to chapel anymore. Little Johnny wants to play football, he doesn't want to go to chapel.
That could be by design, you know. That, you know, it makes me think sometimes. Is that by design?
Oh,
You know,
there's a lot to do with it.
because I believe, you know, religion, especially Christianity, which was the main religion here. It's what made this country great in a way. You know, some people say, yeah, religion, but it put structure. You know, buildings we've built here and our culture is based off Christian values.
Of course it is. It will never change with me, and I'm too old to care now. I'm not going to change now.
Yeah.
Like my kids went to Sunday school, but my grandkids didn't. They didn't stop doing it.
Ching.
Yeah, if you come is Easter just gone now? I said to my wife, hang on, getting them Easter eggs to it. Do they realise what we are celebrating Easter for? Have they ever been inside a church or a chapel? I don't think my grandchildren have.
It's mad.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing I think that gets close to the religion is Christmas, Easter, and if someone gets christened. It's funny, isn't it? They always want to get christened, but...
Well, mine not have. My own children have been, and my grandchildren haven't been. But they are partners or wives or whatever, so they don't believe in it.
It's mad.
It's mad to me.
Yeah. Before I go, if you could just give me Ynysybwl in a couple of words, how would you describe this place?
Special to me. When you got to go outside and look at that mountain up there. You know, I never get bored looking at that mountain. Yeah. But even that is changing, because they're planting trees everywhere.
Yeah.
We used to play in the ferns up there when we were kids. There were no fences then. We could go straight up. The sheep wandering around the street, we used to get bread to feed them.
Brilliant.
You know, we were free.
Yeah.
No freedom anymore for kids.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. What a gentleman, eh? What a gentleman. Hiya, mate. All right. Mate, he was fantastic. What a guy.
Very knowledgeable Daz.
Yeah,
he spends a lot of time in here, coaching all his life. So, yeah, very good person for you to have a chat with.
And these shutters here, it's so nostalgic. Nostalgic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at these, look. Look at all the pits. Is that Blind Sakharin? Ogilvy, Cognant, Maga, Merthyr Vale, Coedini, Abertillery, Mountain, Kilkenny North, Kilkenny South, Morlais, Carew, Carew, Ammanford, Lewis Merthyr, Wyndham Western, Trafalgar, Deep Navigation, Cumgilly, Canidra, Clum, Taff Merthyr, St John's, Blaenant, Marine Six Bells, Pentramawr, Tree Lewis Drift, Graig Merthyr, Aberpergon, Deep Dyffryn, Lady Windsor, Namadio Modi, Tower Fernhill, Oakdale, Big Fit Plainavon, Penrachaiba, is that Penrich Bar, Bargoed, Kevin Coyd, Brynir, Loingach, Betus, Bedwas, Penalta, Garu, Abercunnan, Seven Sisters, 9 Mile Point, Ferndale, Great Mountain, Windsor, Faldal, Glyntalleri, Abernant. When Cole was king. Wow, look at that. Look at the wheels. What a painting that is. There was 2,500 of them made. There'll be in a few old timer houses, eh? Yeah.
Back going down there, mate.
Yeah, so the wheel would have been down the bottom bit.
So a diagonal twist there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole mountain would have been black.
Well, this is a lovely place to finish off, isn't it?
Yes, mate. Yeah, the greenie.
Yeah.
The green park.
Well, for the people, obviously, you know, it's been, we've done 2 days.
Yeah.
And we didn't even discover it all. We didn't go through it all.
No.
There was the top half, BYC, the rugby club, actual pub, and the Robert.
The actual club itself and the Rob. I'd love to take you in both of them, and we have a proper look around them next time. We've done we've done 50% of the pubs, so we can't go everywhere. Even in those 2 days, it's such a big village. So many people to speak to, but I hope you've got a taster and a glimpse of what it's like in this village. We're so proud to be from here, you know, as you've seen in previous videos, as most village people are of their village. We've got that family and that community. We're just so blessed to have grown up here and to live here, mate. Yeah,
the people have been fantastic, to be fair, and I've really enjoyed you taking me round and speaking to family and locals of Ynysybwl. It's more than I expected, you know, when I was... Yeah, mate, I'm coming now, 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
What a way to end in.
Yeah,
I blocked him in, but he's still very polite. That's what the people up here are like.
Don't mind waiting 2 minutes for us. That's
very polite up here, you know, and you know, a lovely place. You know, it's a lovely place to live, I'd imagine. You know, if someone said there's a house up here,
we've seen a couple of houses for sale up there. You might end up being a bull boy now.
Oh, well, I'll never be a bull boy.
No, that's true. You won't be a proper bull boy anyway.
I know where I stand at least, innit, you know.
But
look. Hey, Miles, thank you for taking me round. It's been fantastic.
Appreciate having you up there, mate, honestly.
To the people we haven't spoke to who might have wanted to speak, we will be back again, don't you worry. Summertime maybe, and we could go and, you know...
Maybe get you up here for the festival, because there'd be plenty of
people up there. It'd be class.
Great atmosphere. It'd be great for you to see that come to life with your own eyes, so...
Yeah. If you've ever had an experience in Ynysybwl, or you're from here and you'd like to tell us some memories, please leave a comment. If you haven't, tell me what you think of the place, or tell us where to go next. Make sure you like, subscribe to the club, and as always, Miles, tell them, mate, stay central.
The Central Club.